Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Dave here. I hope you are having a great week so far. Tomorrow, we are doing our biggest online clinic of the year, Mule and Donkey Saddle Myths Busted. You can see right here, I've got the whole agenda. Steve and I are going over it together this afternoon to make sure that it is awesome for you. Now, what you're looking at right here, I went through one of the clinics that we did out here in Mesa, Arizona, 4 or 5 years ago. And this clinic, we pulled out clips and put it up on YouTube. But nobody has ever seen the clinic from start to finish. And you're not going to see that today either. But what you are going to see is everything except the saddle. You see, when we went out to Mesa, we did 2 parts of a clinic. We did some ground foundation training and we did some saddle training. Well, I pulled out all of the saddle videos to share tomorrow. That's what's in this agenda back here. But what I've got for you today on today's program is all of the ground foundation training that you can find on YouTube if you scroll through our hundreds and hundreds of videos. But you're not going to have to do that because I got them for you right here. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. This is an incredible, incredible opportunity to see ground foundation training on, I think it's 3 different mules if I remember correctly. So tune in today, but get signed up for tomorrow's free webinar, free online clinic, Mule and Donkey Saddle Myths Busted. It's going to be a lot of fun. And guess what? If you've been in the market for a new saddle, you are not going to miss what we've got at the tail end of tomorrow. I'm just putting it right there. I'm just going to tell you, you're not going to want to miss it. There will never be a better time than tomorrow. Register. Links in the comment section. It's absolutely free. We'll see you there. Enjoy today's program.
Okay, let's talk about lateral flexions a little bit. We hear it all the time. We want to loosen up the neck so that it'll be soft. You don't do lateral flexions with a mule. That basically means this. When I take and pick up on this rein, I bend the head around. See how she's stiffening up? So a lot of people think that's bad. I'll wait. There she gives. There she gives. Wait, I'll wait. There she gives right there. That's called lateral flexions when you bend their heads around. You don't want to do that. That's going to stiffen all 5 major neck muscles. The neck muscle across the top of the crest of the neck, 1 down through the middle, 1 along the esophagus, and 2 here. What I do, if I want to get my mule to soften up and to soften up the whole body, I'll put the rope around behind the hind quarter, like this, pick it up, and I'll go around in a circle. That way, I flex the whole body, not just the neck. The downside of doing lateral flexions, it makes them run through their shoulder. So people think they're going to do a 1 rein stop. Pick up on the rein, then they go around in circles. Well, if we try that at the Grand Canyon, we're not going to have much way to go in a circle, especially if we have pack mules behind us. So what I do to get them softened up is I take my hands, I go right, left, ask them to drop their head. So I'll show you, do a little demonstration here. Okay, now, so what you see where the head is now, and I'll touch the reins, right, left. Want them to stop. I'll wait. There, right, left. There's the head drop. Right, left. Wait a second. Wait, right, left. There's the head drop. Right, left. There's the head drop. See the head dropping? So what I do to get them to soften in the neck, there. I go right, left. I say right brain, relax. Left brain, relax. Now you can see where the head is. All right? That's the only type of softening that I do on the neck at all. Just right, left. And then it'll drop. So, and then when it comes to disengaging hindquarters, we pick up on 1 rein. If I want one to stop, and I want one to stop straight, I go right, left. That's what I do. That then makes them set back on their hind quarter, makes them stop right now. So right, left. Right brain, listen to me. Left brain, listen to me. See, mules run through their shoulders. They don't run through their hips. That's why I don't do lateral flexions. That's why I don't disengage hindquarters. So lunging. People take and hold out the line like this, and they shake the whip in the back. Tap them there, and they go around in a circle like this. Notice how the mule is running out through his shoulder. Notice how the head is tipping toward me. So all I'm doing is teaching this mule to run through his shoulder, and he's not paying attention. Then pretty soon he can run just as fast through his shoulder as he can straight ahead. So I do not do any lunging at all. I'll put him in a round pen only if I got one hard to catch. Otherwise, a round pen, I use it for hard to catch mules and to do surcingle work with bitting and halter work. Okay, folks, now notice how the mule is doing whatever the mule wants to do. And notice also how our handler has the rope fairly close and then also to his hand. And notice how he's using his hand upside down like this. Now notice the mule just pretty much has got him on ignore. Doesn't care less what he's doing or what's going on. He's saying, I want to do my own thing. And so we got to fix that. So I'm going to take this right here, and I want to adjust this down so it's 2 fingers above the nostril. Pull this up, push down, 2 fingers above the nostril. Now, as soon as he looks over there, I give him a bump. Looks over there, I give him a bump. Looks over there, I give him a bump. Notice the lips starting to lick. That means yes, sir. Straight. I want straightness only. Don't look over there, it's going to be uncomfortable. Notice how I have it loose until he makes a mistake. That's a mistake. That's perfect. That's a mistake. Only straightness, that's all I want. Not to move your feet. So when he does, I'm going to bump him. If he's not correct, I'm going to bump him. I want straightness only. Straightness only. Straightness only. There. Now, I don't want to move his feet. I want his feet to go. Now, let's just say I want to back him up. Again, I'll readjust the halter. Come along hitch. Now I'll get in the front, and I'll just start bumping down. See how stiff he is? He's stiff in the front end. Bump him down. Move them feet. There we go. Moves the feet, I stop. See, he's looking for the answer. Why are you bumping on my nose? Well, I'll move back this much. No, I want you to move back more. Like that. Good. Now I'll move your head a little bit. Move you over here. Now I want you to stop right there. I want you to stop right there. I don't want you to move. I want you to be straight. You don't put your head down. Every time you make a mistake, I'm going to bump it. Keep your back. There, good. You're moving your feet, bump, 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 till the feet stop. Now this is going to help your timing. Comealong work helps your timing. The feet with your hands.
So, Steve, this mule has been out a pasture pet for 6 years. It hasn't been worked with. He's just been fed and fat and babied. So he doesn't know, he doesn't respect space and boundaries. He nudges you with his head. He pushes you around.
Yep. It's the biggest problem that I have with mules is ground communication. People, they go, hey, ride's good. So what? Fix it on the ground, you'll have a better ride. Notice the difference. Yeah, get out of here. He don't want to move because if he moves, his nose is going to be sore. Notice here, we got some hair moving. We're starting to make some marks. Good. Sooner he starts missing some hair, the more he's going to pay attention. The Comealong hitch, folks, the Comealong hitch is what works with the mules because they work off of their nose. So I want ground communication to learn how to listen. Throw it on the ground. He's now ground tied. Get out of here. In Brazil, I had people up in the audience yelling and screaming and stomping. The mule never moved. The horsemen teach, let his feet move until he quits. No, wait a minute. I'm at the Grand Canyon on the side of a hill. I want his feet to stay in place. They stay right there. Good. So when you train using the nose. Always do using Comealong rope for the next 6 months. Everywhere you take him, you're going to take him with the Comealong rope. Now, I'm going to teach the mule to go down the trail straight. If he looks to the right or to the left, I'm going to bump him. As long as he's looking straight, I'm going to be good. So from the hitching post to the corral, from the hitching post to the trailer, I want my mule to be straight like this. I want leverage here so that I can control him. If I get here, he's got me. Here, I've got leverage. So he looks over that way, I give him a bump. Feet don't move. Give him a bump. Straightness. He's going to lick his lips. He's going to say, yes, sir. Now I pick him up, ask him to go, ask him to stop. Ask him to go, ask him to stop.
He's a quick learner. By a good teacher.
Thank you. Quick learners, exactly. But look, it's from the nose, guys. I could take any mule. I had a Percheron horse that I trained up in Susanville, California, when I was a professor of equine science there in California. And so I taught the animal to jump up in a trailer. The owner had a broken arm. He had just got the horse from the trainer, but the trainer says, the only thing we can't do is load him in a trailer. And 20 minutes later, using this Comealong hitch, that horse couldn't wait to jump in a trailer. And then I took the guy, I said, now take your broken arm and 2 fingers and take him over and let him jump in a trailer. That horse couldn't wait to get in there because of this. Now, the old guy I learned from, he did nothing but horses. But mules, I found out really good. It changes their whole attitude. Now, right there, I should have bumped him with his feet moved. But especially, I don't even look right and left. I'm to learn to be straight only. That was not my timing. See, it was too late. The timing needs to be when the feet are moving or when they're thinking about moving. Yeah, get out of here! Yeah. There you go. Comealong hitch for the next 6 months. Anytime you're building a foundation, you build it over a 6-month time frame. And now when you come out of the stall, let's go over here to the stall. Yeah. Now, folks, you're watching this probably thinking, dang, that sure is tough on that mule. It sure is tough on them getting their nose roughed up, and it's really hard, a lot of work and this sort of thing. But folks, this animal, if he gets in my space right here and steps on me, I'm up a creek. This is an equine. I am a predator. They don't want me in their space anyway. And to move me, they'll come to me. Now, he's in my space right now. Let's just say I can't move him by doing the rope. I'll tap him right here. Now I'll tap him here. I get him out of my space. You see that? Or if I've got him trained well, which I don't have him yet, I just bump this. Shoulder, there we go. Slightest try. Take the slightest try and go. If you don't get serious and give these guys a little bit of discomfort, you're going to have a problem. Now, where do I get this? A mare. When you're coming into my space, she looks at you and she pins her ears and she says, don't come no closer. You keep coming into her space. Now she pins her ears, she swishes her tail. She asks, now she told you, what is to do next? She kicks. So me, this little bit of bumping on the nose is nothing compared to a kick or a bite. When they get into your space, they're trying to move you. That's the way they say to get out of my space. Do what I want you to do. You don't want to do that. You want to tell them, you stand here, I can come into your space. Hey, get out of here, get out of here. You cannot come into my space. But notice, no matter what I do here, this mule don't want to move his feet because his nose is going to get bumped. When you train from the nose. So you come up here. He don't want to move feet because he doesn't want his nose bumped. Okay, now I'm going to go put one up. Does that help you? All right. I come to a gate. It's the perfect place to get hurt, but it's the perfect place that he wants to get into his corral. So I'm going to make him uncomfortable. There. I'll pick it up. I come in first. I ask him to come in, go around me, stop. I take everything off, and I close the gate. Don't just take him in, have his back in, pointing towards you. Because if he decides to take off and go, oh boy, I'm free, and he kicks you, running off, boom. Okay, so let's go over here to the hay. Let's give him a real challenge to not touch anything. Okay, here's the hay. Oh boy, look at here. Look at all the hay. See, it's my timing. See, he says, man, I really like to have a bite of that hay, or I really like to have a bite of that grass. No, bump him. It's your timing. Notice I bump and then let go. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. So what Comealong rope does for you, what halter work does for you, is it helps your timing as to when the head moves to the right or left or not stopping and this sort of thing. Does that make sense to you? Does that help you out, Dan?
He's doing good. Aren't you going to give him a treat?
No, no treats.
Why not treats?
Okay, no treats because I don't want him to be biting me. See how he's pushing me? He wants me to go in there. So we're going to make this uncomfortable. No treats, because if you give treats, pretty soon they're biting you trying to look for treats. You know what the treat is? I come in here, I take him around. I give him a nice pat on the shoulder. Notice I hardly touch the face. I leave the face alone. I rub him on the shoulder, make it feel good. Head down. Good boy. Then I back out. Close everything up. Treats are just going to get you in trouble. I had a lady one time, she thought I love giving my mule treats, so she'd put them in the pocket. One day she didn't have a treat there, but her breast was. She had to have breast surgery. Another lady thought it was really fun to give carrots to her Belgian animal, and she was just a little 110-pound person. She was missing the first part of her finger because she reached up one time to pet, and he thought it was a carrot and got a hold of her. He shook her back and forth. No treats. The treat is this. Give him a little pat on the shoulder, pull the halter off, and you're done. And remember this, folks. These animals were never meant for us to ride on them. So it helps to have a bar to evenly distribute your weight across their back. If you don't have the correct bar to evenly distribute your weight, you're going to make them uncomfortable. You're going to take that spine, and it's going to move around incorrectly. So a good solid bar helps keep these animals comfortable.
She get boogered on the trail, and the whole reason she throws her head up and just
Yeah, the mule rider's martingale would help fix that.
real high headset.
Yeah.
She's so tall.
Well, see, her neck comes up out of her shoulder. So that type of an animal is more of a competitive type animal. When they come down out of the shoulder and come balanced, like this mule here, see how the neck comes kind of down out of the shoulder?
Be gated? Like from a gated stock? Or
There is a possibility.
she walks faster than any mule I've seen.
Yeah, there is a possibility. I'd have to take a look and see, watch her walk and this sort of thing to be able to tell. Well, Suki.
Yeah, we all have to trot to keep up with her.
Yeah, well, it's easy enough to fix so you don't have to trot. He can make her go slower. Right, left, right, left. Instead of pulling steady, take your hands and go right, left, right, left. So it drops her head, rounds out her back. With her head elevated, she's going to have, and you're pulling on her, it's going to hollow out her back. When her ears are close together and her eyes are wide apart, they're always a nervous mule. As long as she's facing me, she's inviting me to come over. Now she's got a left rein and says, come over, but come slower. Notice I'm approaching the shoulder. I'm looking at her head. I'm looking straight ahead, and I'm squared shouldered. There, she dropped her head nice. There, she relaxed for me right there. I'm in kind of slippery ground, so I have to be really careful. There the girl, Suki. So when the head starts dropping, She's starting to tell me she's relaxed. As long as she looks at me, she's saying, come on, the invitation is to come and visit with me. But when she looks away, the invitation is not there. So I don't approach unless she's either looking at me. If she's looking at me, come ahead. If she's got just one ear and one eye looking at me, she's saying, come slow. Okay? So let's watch her again. Just come on ahead. Come slow. Yeah, Suki. I always approach the shoulder. The shoulder is my natural place to approach. Notice how she likes that. She likes to be rubbed on right in there. That's real good. I do everything in threes. 3, 6, 9, 12. So today I would do 3, and then I would quit. The next day or a couple of days later, I would do those 3 plus 3 more. And I would eventually get to 12. But I want to build a foundation of trust, relaxation. If the head's elevated, they're not relaxed. Sure seen the mules. I worked in Australia in March. I judged the National Mule and Donkey Show, and then I worked with the mules. And you know, I've been all over the world, Egypt, Israel, all of them. They're all the same. You know, notice how I got my left hand on the nose. My nose, I teach my animal to listen to me. If she tries to pull, I'll squeeze it. I'll make it uncomfortable. As long as she's relaxed, I'll keep my hand down and stay relaxed. All right, girl, Suki. Now is when I'm going to rub them on the face a little bit. Just a kind of a thank you, good for you. That's about the only time I do. Notice I got my left hand on the nose so that I got control of this mule all the time. I would go to a Bermuda grass only, a Bermuda pellet, Sakati makes one that would help her out. And this kind of a nervous type of mule, close in the ears, wide in the eyes, they're always a nervous type of mule. Okay, notice how your big old stocky mule is wide in the eye but wide in the ears. Quiet mule, relaxed, easy to go. See how tight? Almost touching the center. Hey, Suki. There we go. Good girl. Let's get the attitude here. Let's change the attitude a little bit. Go ahead. Oh, that's a better attitude. Yeah, oh, that's a better attitude. Let's relax. You can't do enough groundwork with this kind of animal. Don't think about the desensitizing. Oh, I'll go ahead and desensitize with tarps and balls. I haven't seen a tarp out there flying around yet. I have seen rattlesnakes. Have you got a rattlesnake to desensitize with? No. Have you got an elk? No. Or like when I went to Bishop, the World Championships, we had good trained mules, solid mules, seen all kinds of country. They didn't see 10,000 people yelling and screaming. So desensitize, huh?
I sneeze and she jumps.
Yeah. Boom, ha! We're going to work on that. Boom, ha, ha! But it's her nature. You cannot train this out of her. If you want a high volume mule, this type of a mule. If you want a mule just to go up the trail and relax, not this type of mule. If you're going to ride this mule, you got to ride. You can't sit this mule because she'll light you up. Okay? So if she's going too fast, right, left with your hands. Ask her to slow down. Tip her head. As soon as she tips her head, you get quiet with your hands. She starts picking up the speed, right, left. Now ask, tell, demand. So hold on to this. Okay? Now just hold it just one hand. Now watch this. I'm riding along on a loose rein. Okay, so I'm going to ask. I feel the pressure on my hand right now. So I'm going to ask.
Fingers.
Okay? That's right.
Pinkies.
That's right. These are right here. Okay, now go and pull on me a little bit. Now I'm going tail. Hold on to it. Hold on to it tight. I'm going tail. Pull on me. Pull on me. That's right. Now I'm going tail. Now I'm going to demand. You see that? Yeah. Ask, tail, demand. So I'm going to ask as long as you're doing okay. Good. But you pull on me, I'm going to tail. Now I'm going to demand. You see? And see, if I pull on them, they can brace against me. You see? You can brace against me. But if I bump you, I can't. Okay, does that make sense to you? So if they're going too fast, oh, it's the mule. No, 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 it's you. Because you should be able to ask that mule to slow down. Oh, I got to slow him down by one rein, go around in circles. How's that working for you? It's been 25 years, you're still doing it? No, right, left, right brain, left brain, listen to me. Relax your head down. Bump, bump, bump. Never a steady pull, always a bump, bump, bump. Woo-hoo-hoo! 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 Woo! 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 Hey, Suki, how you doing, darling? You didn't like me on this side, did you? Huh? Come over here. Now come over here. Dave, won't get a picture of this bump on her back. Psst. Psst. Well, you're not going to change it. She's a sensitive mule. You know, what you can do is keep her stay in place. Right, left, right, left. Right, left. You're in the saddle, right, left, right, left. You're down here on the ground, bump, bump, bump. If you pull steady on a mule like this, she'll run through her shoulder and she'll take you anywhere she wants to take you. Do not pick up on one rein to make him stop and do a one rein stop. She got you big time. Right, left, just like I just showed you. You know, even as small as I am, I'm able to pull him just with him bumping like that. Psst. Notice the respect for this. I don't have to bump it much. Psst. 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 Good girl, Suki. Good girl.
One of the most athletic mules I've seen.
Oh, if you want a mule for competition, get one where the neck comes up out of the shoulders like this. Competitive. If you want one to flat travel and get up the trail, yes. The problem is the rest of the other animals can't do it. So it's going to be up to him, the rider, to slow him down, which you can do. And with my martingale, you can especially do. So loan him your surcingle and this sort of thing and get it fixed up. Okay, baby. It's a strap that goes across the back, has rings on it, and you use a cinch on the bottom. And what you do is you put it on with a breeching so that when you hook up the halter to train them or the bridle train them, it shows it on the video. They will learn to drop their head, relax, round out their back. Okay, it makes them soft. All right. So anytime I take a bridle off, I want them to drop their head, relax. Oh, yeah. She's real tense. So I'll take just a little bit, take anything right now. I'd like to have her eventually drop her head, but notice where I have my hands. Left hand on the nose, not a lot of pressure. Right hand up on the pole. So every time she puts pressure on me, I'll put my hand on her. Now relax and wait. There. There. Every time she relaxes, I take my hand off and put my hand back on. She's thinking, I want you to take your hands off of my neck and off of my nose. And I'm saying, okay, as soon as you drop your head down, I'll let go. But then I put my hand back on again. Always tip the head to the left when you're taking a bridle on or off. That way it loosens all 5 major neck muscles. And it has their left brain thinking of you.
What's some mistakes that's going to be easy to make for someone who gets a mule like this, doesn't know that they've got a
Hypersensitive, mule. What are some of the mistakes they're going to make?
They move too slow. You start slow at first like I did, and you work your way up. Because if you sneak up on them, you're a predator. So a lot of people think they have to be work quiet around this mule. You don't want to work quiet. You want to get to where you can get fairly loud with them. and work a little bit faster. Yeah. Now, notice I got my hand on the nose. So I feel any twitch at all, any type of movement, thinking he wants to move, I squeeze his nose. So he says, oh, shoot. When you yell and scream and I try to move, my nose catches the pressure. See, the nose is where you teach one to learn to stand still and quiet. Good girl, Suki. Good girl. So the only reason my hand is here is to control the nose. That's it. I can squeeze it right in here and I can control the nose really quick. In Brazil, I had one that they couldn't catch. And then when they did catch it, they couldn't lead it or anything. You know, they brought 2 cowboys come in with 2 lariat ropes dragging him into the corral. At the end of the thing, which was 35 minutes later, the mule stayed right there beside me. I held on the lead rope with a loose line always touching the ground, and I had people in the bleachers yelling and screaming and stomping, and the mule didn't move. He just stood there quiet, only because of this. And I learned this from an old guy by the name of Nick West out of Alberta, Canada. He used to take, and they'd go down to this place outside the railway, and him and a buddy, and they would halter break mules, horses, and they used this Comealong hitch. First they'd rope them, choke them down, throw them on the ground. Once they were choked down, throw it on the ground, he could put the Comealong hitch on them. Once he put the Comealong hitch on them, they got up to take off. He'd dally up to a big stout horse. Pretty soon he had that horse where he just was nice and quiet. He says, every time I put a horse into the train car, I got $5. He says, Steve, we can make $25 a day, me and my buddy. Yeah. That's back in the 30s, you know. But this is a wonderful tool, you know, this Comealong hitch.
These come wax coated?
Yes, sir.
Do you retreat them as that wears off?
Yes, sir. Yeah. It's great. You're going to retreat them the first 3 feet, and the last 6 feet is where you'll have to do it from time to time. But always a good pair of gloves, you know. And I don't suggest the leather. I suggest something that's bound right here in the finger like these. These are from Costco, and they're really good for doing that kind of work. And always remember, folks, when you're doing this, your hands like this, playing the tune. Playing the tune, okay? Now, like you, come on down here a minute, Dan. Stand over here and hold on to this. Okay? Now, he's got a hold of it, and I'm playing the tune, and he's not listening to me, not wanting to come. So I'll bump him. I don't have to pull much. I just have to bump. And when I do, I can bring him forward, even though he's got a hold of it pretty good. Now, if he really lays on me, go ahead and get back on me. I'll do this. Okay? And then I'll bump like this. And I can still bring him forward when I do a hip lock like this. Eventually, he'll get to saying, my nose is sore. I'd rather go with this. See? So always a bump, never a pull. And always, like with your pushing mule and your scared mule, everywhere you go, Comealong hitch. But never tie with this. Never tie with it. Always tie with your halter. And then your halters, I wish I'd brought some halters to adjust them for you. But we need to adjust your halters because they're on bone and they're not on the correct places to get them to move around. I'll show you. Okay. Now let's look and see if this mule needs to have dental work. Oh, feel this right here. That's a tooth.
Ooh. Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, and one over here, a smaller one, coming in our backside. They get that from their daddy, don't. It's not a big deal.
That'll just stay that way.
Yeah, it's when they're up here, it's when it's a problem, and they have to be cut off because of the curb chain. Okay. Now listen to this. You hear that? Hear that grinding? Okay. Now that tells me that the teeth need to be floated, because what happens is they don't chew their feed. Their incisors, their front teeth, gets the bite, and then they grind their feed. In order for their intestines to handle the feed going into the large and small intestines, it has to be ground. And then they refine it. Then it goes into the intestines. The problem is where the large and small intestines come together, it's really narrow. So if it's not ground up good, then it gets impacted, and that's when you have your animals with colic and this sort of thing. Now, the other thing, let's look at that's called the TMJs. That's the back teeth. Notice this socket right here. When I push right here, notice how that comes up? So every time this animal drops his head, where you ask him to, he has to drop his head. The lower shelf, the lower jaw then goes forward. And if that hangs up, the TMJs hang up, That's a lot of times the reason they blow up and buck is because it hurts them. So once this mule gets his teeth floated and TMJ's fixed, you'll hardly see that bubble come. It's not bad. It's not a bad one over there. Let's look at this one over here. You're a good guy. I like you. See? Yeah, that's about equal. No, this one's worse. TMJ's hanging over here. But take your hands and go upper and lower. Here, grinding. And if we do this, reach in here and get a hold of the tongue. Pull it out. Now, come over here. Run your hand right here and feel it. Run your hand right here.
Tooth?
Yeah.
Yep.
You feel how sharp it is?
Yeah.
Now, once you get a hold of a mule's tongue, now I can go in there and I can do all their dental work and make them do just fine. You can run your hand right in here and you can feel all the sharp points. Can you see it over here?
Look at that pointy tooth there too.
Yeah. Yeah, these are canines. That's normal.
Yeah, black off.
Yeah, and it's gone. Okay, so the wolf tooth is in the top. It's gone. Usually every time I geld one, I'll pull the wolf tooth right there. So how old is he?
16.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. You see this groove right here? Right here? That's the Galvin's groove. It's coming back up. In the very beginning, it'll be black. It'll go down, down, down all the way to the bottom till he's about 10. When it starts coming back up and it's that small right there, he's going to be over 15.
Yeah. And we estimate between 15 and 17, so
yeah, that's good.
16.
Doesn't matter. He's in his prime. And he's an awesome mule.
Big feet on him.
Yeah.
Bones, or yeah, where do the grazing muzzle?
Sure.
That's what I need for Abigail. She got a bit of a fatty crest on her right there from all the spring grass. Yep, 2 to 3 weeks of all that spring grass.
It'll do it. And the spring grass is the worst part on him because what is high in sugar content. And that's where you end up putting so much fat onto them. The fat pockets.
So how do I get that fatty crest little way?
You buy a stud sweat and you put it on them. It's called a stud sweat.
Okay. I have to look into that.
Let's see here. Dang, I'm almost at the very end.
Shorter one?
Yeah, I didn't bring the right one.
Use that on Sweetie.
There you go. When I'm leading my pack mules, I put one of these on each one of them to keep from eating. And by the way, it's against the law to let your pack animal loose. If the Forest Service catches you, not only can they compensate your mule right there, compensate it, you'll also have $500 fine is the minimum fine for turning one loose. I did a...
If they're fenced, that's okay. Though.
That's okay. Okay. But to lead one up a trail...
Howard Garden's got a fence around it.
You've been up to Powers?
Yeah.
I packed freight in there for the Forest Service for their water system and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a heck of a yard sale up there. They had a big wreck and parts went everywhere. And they had several packers that tried to pack it and couldn't get it in. They had big spools of black ABS plastic that we had to get in there. And we packed, I don't know how many miles of black ABS in there with no problem. Of course, there's a big difference in pack and ABS. There. That's a little bit snug, but it'll work.
Big heads.
Yeah, they just have to change them around. So the main thing is I'm touching the nose. And when she pulls away, I squeeze her nose. So I say, your choice. Either I do the ears or your nose gets the pressure. Notice I got to hold the nose. Notice how I got the ears down, but I got to hold the nose. So she's got a choice. If she moves her head, I bump her nose. Every move's a picture. Nice and slow, you're building a foundation. Notice how the ears are down. And I squeeze her nose each time she's a problem. There. See, people get in a hurry and they end up screwing up. Now, how do they get ear shy? Because we're using horse bits on them, it bumps their mouth. Because we create 1 wrinkle or 2 wrinkles rather than allowing them to pick up the bit and carry it. You want them to pack the bit. You don't want to tell them you're going to carry it with 1 wrinkle or 2 wrinkles. So they get ear shy, because what happens is when I go to put the bridle on, I always put it on, the people always put it on pre-adjusted. Don't do that. Loosen it up, let it hang down. Put it up on the animal's ears, go right and left. They'll pick it up, they'll hold the bit, adjust it to that spot. You put it pre-adjusted every day. You bang on their mouth, you bang on their mouth, you bang on their mouth. Pretty soon, to keep you from banging on their mouth, they get ear shy. Again, folks, these mules learn from what we do, you know? So it's really easy to fix it, just like I just did here. I'll wait. I got to hold the nose. I rub on it. I don't get excited. There we go. Wait, squeeze on the nose. Squeeze on the nose. Relax. Right. I'll just take the right ear for now. Eventually I'll do both of them, but at least gives me a try. See, hand here and squeeze on it, and just go slow. Come from here, nice and quiet, relaxed. Relax, come up on the ear. Notice how it's more the right ear than the left ear. Notice, because most people, when they put a bridle on, they pull right ear first. And when they do, it bumps the mouth. So once we do that, let's go ahead and do this. There we go. Up through here. There we go. So I want it to hang loose. I want it to be about 2 to 3 inches from the bottom of the muzzle. Bumper head. So anytime I put a bridle on, I always want the head down, move to the left. That softens all 5 major neck muscles. That also gets the left eye where it's looking at me. So I'm going to take it off. I'll take this now. Thanks, Dave.
Hold on, before you take it off, let me take pictures.
All right, and now to take it off.
Say that again.
I've had 32 broken bones and 2...
No, now to take it off.
Okay, now to take it off, okay? I unsnap it. I get a hold of the nose. This is critical. And I come over from the right ear first, go nice and slow. As she pulls, I pinch until she relaxes. Relaxes. There she's licking her lips. I need her to drop her head right there like that. Now I'll take it off the rest of the way. So to fix the ear shy mule, my left hand's going to be right here on the nose, right where I can get my fingers up in here and shut the wind off. That's what I want to do. I rub on the eye. I rub up between the ears. Let her feel that. Come over here, rub on the ear, and then hold the ear down.
She'll let me rub her ears and tote the ears. She just doesn't like putting a bridle or a rope over her.
Okay, yeah.
So the bridle I have comes over here, then comes around the back.
In the back, yeah. And people do that. I always say, though, why do that? Well, fix the problem, you know. Fix the problem. And it's done, again, because bits are designed for horses. And when you think about how their palate is compared to a horse, my port lays back a little bit. I overemphasized it. But the port that goes on the roof of the mouth lays back a little bit so that it touches the roof of the mouth a little bit later and allows them to be able to create the softness to bend the nose over. The nose should never stick out like this. She's just doing this to protect herself. If she's relaxed, the nose will be head will be down and the nose will be flexed. Good for you. Any other questions, guys? Can I help you with?
That's awesome.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. Yeah. Would you mind saying that to the camera?
Did you hear it?
Hey, thanks, Steve, for all your help. I love riding your saddles. Everything's been great. All the supply in. The Comealong works great. Yeah.
Well,
good.
Well, thank you. Anybody else? Dave?
No, I light a trail light on this little mule up in the Mesa 8 or 10 hours a day. Very beautiful. I like the saddle. I like the instructions that we've gotten from Steve. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
The life changer for me is that Comealong hitch. It is night and day.
Yeah.
You know, Suki's having a problem loading in the trailer, put that Comealong on and right in there, you know. So it's amazing for the ground root.
Yeah. I Comealong hitch.
But knowing how to use it too, you know, with your instruction, it's, boy, night and day difference.
Well, that's why I have the ground communication kit. It's got a video, how to do it. It's got the halter, how to adjust it. And it's got the Comealong hitch as well. So all three pieces together. You know, with my stuff, I tell people it's one thing me selling you a bridle or a saddle or something, but you'll have it just like we found on your saddle. They did some things and made changes on it. Now the saddle's not going to work like it should. So that's why I have the instructional videos that says, do it like this. Your mule will be happy. You'll be happy. You've got your mule now ruined for quite a while where you can't ride it, you know, but it's not your fault. It's because somebody else made changes in that saddle. Now, you got a nice mule there to ride, you know, ride him and that sort of thing, but I'd give her the summer off. All that swelling will go down. Then when you change, you go to my triple pad, and then we cut that sewing out of there. That's going to make all the difference in the world. But you got to have those skirts apart. Those skirts have to be 1.5 inches apart. That's really important because you're not going to have to worry about it because you're riding that saddle anyway.
These halters, we need to move that knot
Yeah.
up there. And
Yeah. That's the problem is I almost brought you some halters. This double diamond, I know this guy. But anyway, yeah, they need to be adjusted. Let me just show you something. Okay, ready? Now, you see right now, you see how the halter is wide apart. And let me take my mule here and just kind of move him over here. Now, watch this. When I take and put my fingers right here, and I'm pushing on bone, pushing on bone, nothing's happening. But when I adjust the halter and I put the halter here, watch, the head's going to drop first. Now I hit it again, now the feet go. So if the halter is adjusted in the right place, there we go. If the halter is adjusted in the right place, you barely have to move the halter. But when it's ill-adjusted like this, like most horse halters are, then you're going to have to do a lot of work. Now the other thing, notice this knot underneath here. This knot here tells the animal to go forward. So this knot needs to be adjusted up to about here. Right where the V comes. You see this V right here? This knot needs to be here. Now when I touch that, the animal wants to come forward. See, I want this to be adjusted up to here, and I don't want this to come in behind the jaw. I want this to come straight down over to here, and then this knot here, these other two knots will be here. So when you bring over the mulch, I'll get you a couple halters, we'll pre-adjust them for you, and you'll have them. If you have an incentive to help my wife out, help me out too, okay? So all this does right here, it just leads. But if you really got to do something, you can't do anything with it. Because you can, but you better be strong, The Comealong hitch is going to be your best thing, but then when you have a rope-adjusted halter, all the difference in the world.
I'm going to move this down to about right here.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you what's going to be, you're going to beat yourself to death. I guarantee you're going to work 2 hours to try to get those knots loosened up.
rope and tight knots.
Already there. My knots are already loose. You just take them like this and move them right now. And once I tell people before, soak them in some fabric softener, and then take your pliers and a sharp pick and try to pull them loose. By the time you spent,
I've adjusted them before. I have
Yeah.
the other one.
well, it's up to you. My halters are already pre-adjusted. Plus that, the stiffness of the rope is really important. How that rope is designed to be able to have the right communication. It's all the difference in the world with these mules.
You want a stiff rope?
No, you want it between stiff and soft. Just
Between.
right in between. Because if it's too stiff, it's going to rub a hole in them.
This is the first time this halter's been.
You call this in between, or is this stiff?
No, this is stiff.
Okay.
This is real stiff. You'll see the difference in mine. You can move it, but it's got some flexibility to it too. That's right. It'll naturally do the work if it's adjusted on the head correctly. It's like it's between speaking Spanish and speaking English. Right now you're speaking half English and half Spanish. Lo siento mucho, pero no hablo inglés este día, So, but if I adjust it correctly, like I'll push right here, I'm pushing, nothing's happening. But I lower it down to here. There's a head first. Give me your head first. There's the head first. Now the feet. See, and I don't have to push or anything. I just have to put it there. So now they're they're tied onto the horse trailer. They're moving all around. He goes to the right and gets bumped. Goes to the left, gets bumped. Pulls back, gets bumped. Pretty soon you start saying, oh, wait a minute. I'll go to the right, I get uncomfortable. I go to the left, I get uncomfortable. Or if I'm straight, I'm comfortable. That does two things. Tells them to stand still and quiet, but it gets them straight for the trail. That's what we want, straightness on the trail. I don't want to continue to have to do this. If they go looking to the right, I'm going to bump them straight. Looking to the left, and bump them straight. Pretty soon you'll get to the point, you just pick up your reins. Bang, bang. And the bridle makes all the difference in the world too. If somebody says to you, my mule side passes, turn on the forehand, turn on the hindquarters. Well, for one thing, you can say, show me. Otherwise, we can do it down here on the ground. I can pick up on the rein, I can touch right here, and the mule's not side passing. I can touch right here, the hind end's not moving over, so he's not turning on the forehand. I can touch right here, the mule's not turning on the forehand. Well, there's just a little bit of movement, okay? So now, to teach them to do that, let's just say I want the hind quarter to move on, front end stay in place. So it's important that my hand holds the shoulder. I'll hold it here. I'll touch here. I'll touch here, there. I'll touch here, there. All right, now we'll try it again. Oh, I'll touch. There we go. I'll touch. So see, I had to go to ask, tell, demand. And now I just ask, and they're going to do it. All right, now, side passing, the same thing. Now, side passing, with my hand to turn on the forehand, my hand had to come straight back toward the hip. Now, to side pass, I have to bring my shoulder up. So this is going to go here, and I'm going to bump here. There. Now, let's go back and do it again. Ask, tell, demand. So see, they don't want to get to that demanding stage, but they'll go to that asking stage. So now, I got the foundation of turning on the forehand, side passing. Now, to get them to back up, my hand goes, not to back up, but to get them to turn on the hindquarters. My hand now goes straight up. Before it went at an angle for a side passing. Now it goes straight up. I back them up a little bit, and the back end stays in place, and the front end comes over. Like that. A little easier to do with that type of a method because you're backing them up, set them on their hindquarters, then you bring the front end over. So, to answer your question, are you riding with one hand or two hands? One hand, good for you, okay? One-handed, you should be able to use your hands and your legs together, like this, okay? You cross your reins like this and hold them in the middle. That's trail riding style. You can do California style coming up from the top. You can go vaquero style from the top down. This is vaquero.
My dad taught me to ride like this.
Oh, like that. Yeah.
That's how I ride.
Right, okay. That cheats the horse, okay? Because here's the deal. You're not pulling on both reins. When you turn like this, you're pulling on only one rein, so that makes him have to work harder. So if you got it here like this, here, take a hold of here and here, and here. Feel it?
Yep.
Compared to this?
Yep.
Feel it?
Yep.
So if you got one that you want to look good in the judge is watching you, you're thinking, man, I got to get him to turn. You do this, judge can see this, should be able to see it. But if you're riding like this, see the difference?
Yeah.
Smooth and easy. With a mule, you got to be smooth because as soon as you pull on one, they're going to brace against you. They got you. They got you. And when you're really good, when you're riding a spade bit, you're going to be riding like this. And that thing barely touches each right and left. Hold on to this. Okay? Feel smooth?
Yep.
All I do is turn my wrist. Barely turn it like this. Notice each time I don't pull it, my hand stays in place, I roll my wrist. Notice when I pull it. How much pressure?
Yeah.
Roll my wrist. Look at the difference. Here. Softer yet, right? And that's all they do is turn their wrist. Everything else is off of the leg. Off of the leg. All this does is it tells the shoulders contact, and then it tells the rest of the body go. So when you're riding as a trail rider, cross both your reins like this and ride them just like that, smooth and easy. Nice communication to your mule. So I have a bit I call a trail rider bit, and that would be the one I would use kind of consistent, because the mule is consistent with you here, soft enough. So I'd probably use that one. The mule rider's martingale, working with Suki, and to start getting these two here thinking, you know. See the heavy fat pockets on both sides of the ribs?
Yeah.
So,
Been eating for 6 years.
yeah. You know, there's $5,000 worth of mule there if you can get them going good. I can sell them for you. You know, if you wanted to spend the time. Otherwise, it's a $500 mule. But surcingle work. Put that mule in a surcingle, put it in a round pin. You can make a nice mule. People are looking for that size of a mule.
Pretty little mule shiny.
Sure.